The rain spatters the windscreen relentlessly. You can see no more than a watery gloom as you strain forwards over the steering wheel to see the road ahead. Although the wipers flap violently, they are fighting a losing battle as the rain drives harder and harder. Your foot eases off the accelerator, the headlights struggle to light up the road. Damn, you curse the white-haired old man who sent you off along this bumpy track. Probably he meant a second turning on the left, or even a right turning. The old fool. Perhaps this is his idea of a joke. After all, didn't you notice a mischievous glint in his eye? Something vaguely sinister? But what sort of nonsense is this? So you've taken a wrong turn and got caught in a downpour in the night. The rain will ease off soon. It can't possibly keep up this deluge for long, and then you'll be able to... Watch out! You collect your thoughts. You are unhurt but shaken. Then you remember what has happened. The body! You must have hit the figure which appeared. There was no way you could have avoided him. You spring out of the car, praying that he's still alive. Your clothes soak up the rain as you hobble back to the road. In the darkness it is difficult to see anything, but there is no sign of the body. You consider the situation. Are you certain that it was someone and not a trick of the light? Yes, you can remember the arms held up in fright as the car collided, and the look of anguish on his face. His face! There was something familiar about that face. A man you recognized, an old man, with white hair. Your heart leaps on. No, impossible. With a shiver of fear, you race back to the car, jump inside, force the key into ignition, and twist it violently. The starter coughs, splutters, and dies. You hit the key again, but this time a single shudder is all the engine can manage. You grasp the wheel with your hands and shake it desperately, as if to force some life into the car, but the battery is dead. Your car is certainly not budging from the ditch tonight. Your situation is hopeless, but now the plight of your car is paramount. Where can you get help? You pass the garage in Mingleford, but that was some 20 miles away. As if in answer, a light appears in the distance. Someone has switched on a bedroom light. What a stroke of luck! It was at least 15 miles back that you passed the last house, and you happened to have broken down just a short distance from someone's home. You button up your coat and open the door. From outside the car you can see the building more clearly. Just ahead, on the left, a drive winds up to a large house. It's a good 5 minutes walk away, and by the time you reach it, you will be drenched. But how else can you call the garage? You can't afford to miss tomorrow's appointment. No, go you must. Anyway, you'll probably be able to dry off inside after phoning the garage. You slam the door, turn up your collar, and set off for the house. A flash of lightning lights it up clearly for you, but in your preoccupation with the rain, the warning from above is wasted on you. The house is old, very old, and in a shocking state of repair. The light in the window is flickering, most likely an oil lamp, certainly not electric. And you don't notice a fact that might have turned you back anyway. There is no telephone line going to the house. As you climb the steps to the front door, little do you realize what fate has in store for you. Tonight is going to be a night to remember. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi, welcome back to the Right Crowd. Today we have a little adventure in store. It's The House of Hell by Steve Jackson, where Ducky and Groumbo are going to be our heroes and try to survive. They have to choose their path in this book to avoid obstacles and monsters, and hopefully they will succeed. I will be the narrator. They start their adventure unarmed, with no provision or potions, and they have to avoid being frightened to death, which is, unique about this book. The book instructed us to determine our skills, stamina, and luck scores, which we have done. These scores will be important in determining the outcome of certain events throughout the story. They have a skill of 12, a stamina of 19, a luck of 9, and a fear of 9. Their skill score reflects the general fighting expertise. The higher the better. The stamina score reflects their general constitution, their will to survive, determination, and courage. The higher the stamina score, the longer they will be able to survive. So if this score hits 0, that means that they have succumbed to their attacker, and their bodies will forever remain within the cursed house of hell. Ooh. Alright. They also have luck, and their luck score indicates how naturally lucky they are. And also a fear score. They start on 0, and if they reach the maximum score, so for them that's 9, then that means they will be frightened to death, which also means that the story will have ended, they have died. So our two players don't have the map that will be on screen. They will be drawing their own map to make it more authentic and a little bit more difficult. But we will use just one of the maps that I found on Google for in the video. So yeah, the map that is on screen will not necessarily be the same as will be on their paper. All right. So, shall we start?
We shall.
All right. You climb the creeping steps up to the front door and pause to catch your breath. Even though you ran all the way up to the drive from the car, you are soaked through. Your feet are particularly wet. Judging by the number of puddles you stepped into in the dark, the drive needs a small fortune spending on repairs. But under the porch you are out of the storm and you brush the rain from your clothes before turning towards the door. The rain is still pelting down, but an eerie silence hangs in the air. No lights are on downstairs. You step back off the porch to check the upstairs window, which attracted your attention earlier. Nothing. No lights. The whole place seems to be deserted. But then you remember the time. 5 minutes to midnight. Everyone in the house has probably gone to bed. An owl hoots in the distance and a shiver runs down your spine. The situation is a little scary. Here you are, in the middle of nowhere, at some strange, run-down old house, about to wake up whoever lives inside at midnight. They certainly won't be too pleased, but you have no choice if you're going to make your appointment tomorrow. You must reach the telephone to call for help. You step up to the front door. From the left-hand side of the house, a dull glow catches your attention. A light has been turned on. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least someone is awake. You consider your options. There is an elaborate knocker in the middle of the door and a bell pull hanging down to the right. Will you rap the door with the knocker, pull the cord, or creep around the house to investigate the light? All right, so that's the first choice.
I say we investigate the light, right?
Fair enough. I mean, if it's someone who's awake, we can just kind of like do a little woohoo outside the window.
Yeah, because maybe it's fun to like do this as you would like in this situation. Like, what will you do?
Yeah, what would
in
you
this
do?
situation?
Well, if I saw that there's a light on somewhere and I don't want to wake up the whole damn house.
Yeah, by
like pulling a bell or something that everyone's awake. If you see a light, it's just some old lady getting some tea. You can just do a hoo-hoo. She might have a heart attack, but you don't have to wake up the whole house.
Yeah, so you want to creep around the house to investigate?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You walk from the porch around the side of the house. A light is indeed on, and it's shining through a window at the back of the building. Do you wish to go round to see if you can see anything at this window, or will you walk up to one of the other windows along the side wall to see whether you can enter the house without anyone knowing?
Okay.
That seems like breaking and entering.
I don't know.
You want to go break and enter?
Yeah, why not?
Because it's infinity.
What will you do in this situation, my guy?
I would not break into the house.
Do I have a weapon?
No.
No.
How strong am I?
Skill
Do
12.
do I lift? Am I strong?
Do you live?
Am I strong enough to just knock someone's lights out?
No.
Well, then I wouldn't just break in, I guess.
No. I think
You guess.
Yes.
yeah. I'd have to think about it, but probably not. No, I think we're just gonna go towards the light and see what's through that window.
All right.
Yep.
The lit window is next to a back door which leads into a kitchen. Voices are coming from the kitchen, but you cannot see anyone. Whoever is in there must be standing by the back wall, out of sight. You strain to hear what is being said. There appear to be 2 people in the kitchen, and they are talking excitedly. Master is getting ready. I'm starting to get excited. I've never been to one before. Do you really think we may be visited? Another man's voice, rather more controlled, replies, You know, I'm having doubts about this whole affair. She's so young, and she came here in all innocence. I just don't know. The 2 men walk around the kitchen, and you can see them more clearly. They are both dressed in white gowns. One is a good deal younger than the other. Do you wish to knock on the door to see whether they will let you in, or will you wait and listen for a little bit longer?
Okay, so
What in the cult? Okay.
no, but still, let's just
That's scary.
even I don't know. I'll just drop the whole what would I actually do thing here because
choice is it?
yeah, no, but I mean, even in real life, I've seen horror movies before. I know how this
I
is
would
gonna
leave.
end.
I would just
Yeah,
go
I
back
would
to my
just-
car and
just-
sleep in my car, I
I
guess.
just like be
Yeah.
like, well, guess I'm missing my appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
not gonna get in with a cult. No.
No.
Fair. So, what would we do if you would actually want to continue playing this? Shall we wait a little?
Yes, definitely wait.
Alright.
I would just knock on the dang door.
Oh, do you think we'll be visited?
Ugh.
And then you knock on the door.
Yeah, do they mean like you or
Oh, hold on. That's
maybe
actually
like
a possibility.
a ghost, like sort of like figure that's
ghost.
visiting? Like I don't know.
Oh.
Like visited. That means like.
What are you worshipping, my man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's your cult about?
All right, so the younger man turns to the older one and angrily says, "The master's teaching are not for the faint-hearted. You know of his power and his promises to all of us. Perhaps you are no longer strong enough to stay with us." The older man turns away towards the window. He is hiding the look on his face, which is one of nervousness and fear. He realizes that he has said the wrong thing. "No," he stammers. "I'll be all right. Just a momentary weakness. Come, let us get on with the preparations." Together the two men leave the kitchen, blowing out the candles on the way. You wonder what they were talking about. Now you must choose your next move. Will you try the kitchen door to see whether you can sneak inside, or go back round to the front door and knock on the door?
I don't know. I don't want to skip any content.
No, me either.
So I don't think going in through the back is the best way of going about it.
In this story, we're still looking for like a phone, and like the landline is not going to be in the kitchen because this is not 1950.
Well, there isn't one. That's
what the story said. But like hypothetically, we're technically still looking for a phone.
Right.
I'm not.
But I don't think sneaking in is the way to go.
I don't know. Maybe this story will like
do like a wraparound where like whichever one you choose, you stay at the same point.
I don't know. Maybe they will like punish you for trying to sneak in.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I thought at least.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm just thinking, because there were multiple ways of going in through the front door, that's probably the way the game wants you to go.
Yeah, I guess.
But don't play like what you think the game would want you to do. Just do what you want.
Well, I want to do what
I want.
Yeah.
well, I want to do what gets me the farthest in the game.
Yeah, well.
I say we go in through the front, because the back seems sketchy.
Yeah, sneaking in might not be good.
That might like backfire on us, and I don't want to like already get a blow to the face without even having started.
All right. So go back round to the front door and knock on the door.
Yep.
A few moments later, the door handle turns slowly and the door opens. Standing in the doorway is a tall man dressed in a dark suit with tails. His long face is solemn. "Yes?" he asks indignantly. You smile nervously and explain your situation. Your car has broken down, you need to reach a phone, and you are soaked to the skin. The man's face remains expressionless. "Come in," he orders. "The master is expecting you." "Follow me." He leads you into a reception hall and tells you to sit down while he informs his master of your arrival. You sit down in a solid carved chair and look around. The reception hall is certainly not what you would have expected from the outside. It is elegantly decorated with rich tapestries and fine oak panels. A number of portraits line the walls. A sturdy 16th century table is set against one wall. Will you wait for your host to arrive, study the paintings, or hunt for a telephone?
Okay, so first of all, the phone isn't gonna do much.
Yeah, no.
I'm
interested in those paintings.
Yeah, because waiting seems kind of pointless. Why would you just
wait? Why would you just sit there? Also, no offense, but if someone invites me into their house with, "The master is expecting you," I'm just not gonna just sit there and be like, okay. This seems safe.
Yeah.
So painting?
Yeah, maybe something happens though when we wait. I don't know.
But waiting seems boring.
Yeah, sure, let's go for the painting. Why not?
Alright, 3 portraits are particularly interesting. Will you look at a beautiful young woman wearing a tiara, a middle-aged, portly gentleman wearing half-moon glasses, or an elderly woman with grey hair and a cold expression?
So we got a cute girl, an old guy, and an old lady. Yep.
Right.
You got a preference?
Old lady.
Old lady?
Hell yeah. Definitely.
It sounded very weird in this
Well,
context.
I mean, old ladies always have like
wisdom.
Yeah, stuff like that, you know?
Wisdom. Okay, so you're going old lady because wisdom?
Yeah, I vote old lady.
Okay, we're voting old lady.
Alright. You step up to the portrait of the Duchess of Brewster, 1777 to 1845. Ducky is very excitedly writing it down. She looks a stern old woman with an icy stare, a lady of the nobility, no mistake. But as you stare, her image seems to shimmer. You blink and try to look away, but you cannot. Within the shimmering face, you can see small movements, and your jaw drops as the portrait's eyes turn towards you. Add 1 fear point for the fright. The woman's lips start to move, and you hear a voice saying, Stranger, you have innocently stumbled into a cursed place. Would that I could bid you escape, but alas, I cannot. There is evil and suffering within these walls, and you may only escape by destroying it. But that is almost impossible. I can tell you this, though. You have an ally close by who may be able to help. This man is dressed in a grey robe. If you can find him, you may together free this house from the evil that controls it. With these words, the shimmering stops. You rub your eyes and look again. The painting is still. Footsteps! Someone is coming! The tall man you met earlier walks in, opening the door for another tall man, dressed in a purple smoking jacket. May I present Lord Kelmore, the Earl of Droomer, the butler announces. The Earl holds out his hand and you shake it. His grip is strong and his eyes pierce yours. His lips widen to a soft smile. You begin to tell him of your predicament, but he holds up his hand. Please, I can see that you have been caught in this filthy storm. Let us sit by the fire and we will see whether we can help. Franklins, tell the cook to prepare some food for our visitor. You protest that you do not wish to be any trouble, but your host ignores you and leads you into a drawing room where a fire is burning. You take off your coat and sit down. The heat of the fire makes you feel comfortable once more. Franklin's returns with 2 glasses of brandy. Will you relax, drink the brandy and ask if you can use the telephone, or will you wait to see what he asks you?
Okay, so first of all, we know the telephone's not
gonna be a thing.
And second of all, I mean...
Allow me a brandy.
No, but
Oh,
I don't... No, that's definitely drugged. You serious?
I mean, possibly. But then
There's a poison in that. That's gonna kill us right away. I'm
I
telling
don't know.
you.
Brandy doesn't really seem like a very poisonous...
But it's very strong, right? It would cover up any
I guess.
taste.
I would, like...
Like wine
Wine is more
feels...
classy.
Yeah, feels way poisonous or...
Yes.
I don't know, man. If I would... If
Or
I
tea
were
or
to poison
something.
anyone, I would... I would use something to cover up the smell or the taste.
Well,
Brandy is the most smelly, tasty thing I know.
I guess.
If you're using a poison that doesn't smell or taste like anything, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. This guy feels very classy. I feel like if he would poison you, he would use something else. Not brandy. I feel like brandy is very
Even
particularly...
still,
But
I don't
yeah,
wanna.
I
I don't
guess
wanna
not
put
trust
anything
anything.
this dude
Okay.
put in front of me in my body.
Alright.
Alright.
So,
If he gets mad at us because we refuse to drink his drink, it's on you.
Sure.
alright. Your host is a little annoyed by your nervousness. Come, he says. There's no need to be afraid. Has your little accident caused you to lose your nerve? Drink your brandy, you'll soon forget your fears. As you watch him, your mind begins to play tricks on you. Is his expression one of genuine concern for your welfare? Or is there a hint of something secretive in his eyes and smile? You shiver, and your fear of the situation is evident. Add 1 fear point.
Jesus.
Well, that's going great. A short while later, Franklin's appears. Your meal is served, sir, he says to the Earl. You both rise and go through to the dining room. The dining room looks magnificent. A long table stretches between 2 fine chairs and is laid with gleaming silvery cutlery. A rich red wallpaper covers the walls and the room is lit by a sparkling chandelier, bristling with candles, which hangs from the ceiling. You take your seat and the butler moves behind you to offer you wine. Uh-oh. Will you take the white wine or the red wine?
We gotta choose
You have to
courses
choose.
now?
Yeah, you have to
Can
choose.
I choose neither?
No.
Please?
No.
You
Damn it.
Well, I feel like, again, with the poisoning, white wine is harder to hide something in.
Yeah, red wine is.
Seems
It
suspicious.
looks like poisony too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like somewhere that's like the obvious choice.
Yeah, that too.
So-
But
You think
I don't
it's
know
a
how
double
cliché
bluff?
this book is.
I don't know. It's you guys' game.
I'd say go with the white wine.
Sure.
Alright, the white wine.
White wine.
The wine is dry and light, obviously a very expensive vintage, but there is a puzzling aftertaste which you cannot place. Perhaps there is a little sediment in the decanter. No, the taste is more like aspirin. Too late, you realize that your wine has been drugged. You start to raise yourself from the table, but the effects are already taking hold. You stumble, fall back, and crash to the floor. Consciousness fades.